Well, good morning. I knew that the bit of sun we had yesterday wouldn't last for long. And of course the rain is back once again. But whatever, I'll be on the train for about 4 hours and 45 minutes, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, before I leave, I am heading to Rosslyn Chapel, which is about half an hour by bus outside of Edinburgh. Now, Rosslyn Chapel might ring a bell for some of you. For anybody who is a Dan Brown fan or has read the DaVinci Code, you might recognize the name. Rosslyn Chapel is mentioned in the end of the DaVinci Code. It's basically where the last scene of, I guess, of the book took place. But it was mentioned in the book because a lot of people speculate that it has a lot to do with Freemasonry and the Knights Templar. And once again, this probably wouldn't make any sense to you unless you've read the book. But anyway, if you haven't read the book, read it, because it is a good book. And there's a lot of interesting history, even though not all of it is true. But I'm going to head out there and see what I learn about the chapel itself. So I've been on the bus for about half an hour. We started out in the middle of Edinburgh, in this huge city, or not huge city, but a city. And now we're in the middle of the country. If it wasn't so gray and rainy, it would be a lot nicer. I really hope this isn't the chapel right here. Covered with another modern roof. We'll see in a second. A cemetery now. And down a dirt road on a wet, rainy day. Great. Yeah, before I came though, I checked online and they said they are doing some restoration on the inside. But hopefully that won't affect the viewing too much. Because I'm sure since the DaVinci Code came out, the amount of tourists coming has increased by a lot. Why do I feel like I took a wrong corner? This can't be the way. What the hell? Where the hell are they taking me? I don't see a chapel, that's for sure. What the shit, seriously? This can't be the right way. Yeah, so I basically walked 5 minutes in the completely wrong direction. But there's something interesting. You see the sign that says to Rosslyn Chapel? It has an arrow pointing to the left here. It's weird, but that arrow actually points to where Rosslyn Chapel is. I don't get it. Because they do some weird things here in Scotland. I completely missed that sign. But anyway, Rosslyn Chapel is that thing with the metal man-made roof sitting over it. I'm a little pissed off that it's blocking off everything, but I'm still gonna check it out from the inside. Hopefully it'll be nice inside still. So apparently I'm a little early. The chapel doesn't open for another 15 minutes or so. So I figured I'd take this time to explain at least what I know in my very limited knowledge of Rosslyn Chapel. I'll explain that to you. Most of it is from the DaVinci Code, but some of it is actually true. So anyway, it's said in the book that the Knights Templar built Rosslyn Chapel to hide the body of Mary Magdalen, which is the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is not actually a cup, it's the remains of Mary Magdalen, which was Jesus' lover. So they built Rosslyn Chapel at this location for a reason, and that's because it crosses the Rose Line, which was the world's first prime meridian. In reality, it doesn't cross the Rose Line, and in reality, it probably wasn't built by the Knights Templar, and in reality, everything I just told you is probably not true, but it's still interesting, and there is other history to the chapel that is true. So hopefully I'll find out a little bit more about the real history of Rosslyn Chapel and not the made-up history by Dan Brown. I guess the good thing about all the construction is going on is that we can come up to the top and actually view the chapel from above, which is a pretty neat thing to do. And here's the big back end of the chapel, and then you can see the buttresses there and the flying buttresses. Oh, it's very windy. And then apparently over here you can see the ruins of the castle. There they are. That is Rosslyn Castle, or what is left of Rosslyn Castle. The whole purpose of this roof they put over is to allow the inside of the chapel to dry out. This roof has been up for 10 years now, because the inside, the actual roof of the chapel was letting a lot of water into the chapel itself. So they put it up to let it dry out, and it's actually scheduled to come down in about a month. So I guess that's partly a good thing and partly a bad thing, because you won't get to come up here anymore and see the chapel from above.